It's quite incredible. As we get into the main review, I have very, very strong, deep emotions running through me right now. This may well be the last ever mobile phone. Not the last ever mobile phone in the entire world, the last ever mobile phone from Sony Ericsson before Sony goes all solo. So did Sony Ericsson go out with a bang? This is the Sony Ericsson Live. Kind of reminds me of the Xperia Mini and otherwise. It is from the Walkman series, as is very obvious from this little 3.5mm jack right at the top. Very interesting the way they've placed it. A lot of people actually think it's a camera. In fact, I also mistook it for that. So small, light phone, very glossy in the front, kind of matte finish at the back, but I love the white. It's very Arctic white, very nicely done phone. So overall, it's got all that stuff that normally Sony and Sony Ericsson as a brand used to have. But is it spectacular? Let's take a look inside and find out.
Live with Walkman has just 3 controls on the front of the device. The home button is the only physical key out of the trio, with the back and menu commands being touch-sensitive buttons. Once again, the search key is omitted to free up space. On the left-hand side of the phone, you'll find the volume rocker and camera buttons. The most interesting is the top with a 3.5mm audio along with Walkman key, which opens up the Walkman music player app. On the right is the power and the lock button. Running around the headphone socket is a transparent section of plastic which lights up during phone calls. You can also choose the option which causes this area to pulsate in time to the music that you're listening to. The 3.2-inch touchscreen isn't groundbreaking in any way. It lacks resolution because it's just 320 by 480, which in today's day and age really doesn't pass muster. But in reality, it doesn't look too bad to the naked eye because the screen is small. The touch is responsive and the phone supports multi-touch gestures like pinch zoom.
Now, Sony Ericsson obviously always tacks on their own interface on top of Android. They call it Timescape. This one comes with 4.0. You can drag 4 apps to the 4 corners. Plus, it has 5 home screens. Plus, actually, Sony Ericsson has a few interesting extras. There's a Mera Gana extra that comes with it. There's an exploration area. So, some extras, some other things. Let's take a look now. What else is inside this phone to really make it worth the price?
Despite it being a music smartphone, the phone curiously lacks any major feature that would distinguish it over phones that aren't given the great Sony Walkman name. The most obvious being the fact that it's sold with a 4GB micro SD card, which isn't enough if you have even a medium-sized music library. Also, the music interface doesn't break any new ground. It's good, just not great. Turn back and there's a 5MP camera with LED flash, and the device is capable of 720p video recording. There is a VGA front camera too. The battery life is a mere 1200 mAh when a Walkman Plus smartphone might actually require double the capacity. Cell Guru verdict? If we look at the Live as an Android device alone with a great price, it's perfect to attract the young Android lovers. But when it comes to a music smartphone, it's highly unlikely to impress the music buffs.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.